All right, let's slow down and let's start updating our health UI. So in here, what we want to do, you see that our health is not in the BP ball mode. We created it in the BP ball pound, which is a better place, and I will show you why it is a better place in a later video. All right, and let me go to the event graph. So what do we want to do here? I totally forgot. Oh, okay. So yeah, we wanted to update our health in the UI system. All right. In order to do that, we've got, you see that we can do it in here. All right. We can do it in here, but I want to create a function so that we will call it whenever we want. All right. And that will be much better, so that we can call it in the take damage in here. And also we could call it in the, where is it? In the healing bushes also. All right. So we can call it in the cactus, and also we can call it in the healing bush, or any different type of things that will give you health or take health from you. All right. So that's why we will create a function, and that will be much better and easier to deal with. So what we want to do is to go to our functions in here and then click that plus sign, and we want to call it update. What should we call it? Health value. I don't know what I'm typing. Okay, value UI. Okay, update health value UI. I know that it's not a nice name, but I give it this name. I don't know what to call it. All right, just give it that name, and then what we want to do is hit compile and save first of all, and after that we want to call our player HUD, and then to tell it to update its UI for the health. All right, so how can we get our player HUD? Do we have a reference in here? No, we don't have. So how can we get it? So you see that in here in the BP ball mode, we had a player health UI. So when we created the HUD, we made a variable for it with the player HUD UI. All right, so we are gonna use that. All right, we will call the ball mode, and then we will get that UI, and then call its update function for the health. All right. Okay, so let's do it now. All right, first of all, what we want to do is to right click and then type get game mode. Right, why is it on capital? I don't know. Get game mode, and then grab it and then type cast to BP ball mode, connect those, and in the BP ball mode we want to get that value, the player HUD UI. Right, where did I go? Okay, player HUD UI. We want to type get player HUD UI. It's in here, get player HUD UI. And after that, in the player HUD UI, what do we want to call? In the player HUD UI, we want to call that update health UI function. Right, okay, so let's go in here and then call update health UI function, that custom event. And after that, what we want to do, we want to give our health value in here. Okay, just grab the ball health and take it to here. You see that by default we set it to 68. It's fine, you can select it, you can set it to whatever you want. All right, we will set it to 100 later, but let's, for testing purposes, just make it something like 63. Let me do it like this. I don't know why I wanted to change that. Okay, just compile and then save, and let's start. Why didn't it update? Oh, okay, we did not even call it. Why didn't I call it? Okay. Why didn't I call it? I don't know. Okay. Let's get, let me close those ones. All right. We have opened so many tabs that we don't know where we go to. All right. We will want to we will want to call that update health UI whenever we want to. Right, so we will want to go to the event graph in here, and then where should we call it? Oh, I see, we made a mistake. All right, I made the mistake, you didn't. I made a mistake. Okay, let me tell you what the mistake was. Let's go to the player HUD and go to the graph in here. All right, you see that I told you in the event construct we could call the update coin UI and update health UI. No, that would not work. All right, so because when we when we first create our HUD, it's gonna call these two functions. All right, update coin UI, it's gonna get a coin value, but where does it get that coin value? Nowhere. All right, because it was 0, that's why it's gonna show us 0 in here. And also because in here also the health UI, it's getting an input. It's not gonna get the input because it has been constructed right now. It's not gonna get the input, so that's why it's gonna be 0 as well. All right, that was a mistake. Okay, so you see that in here, if I hit play, you see that our health will be 0 as well. So stop it. Okay, let's go back one more step, go to the player HUD, and then delete those two. All right, I'm sorry for that mistake. We should do mistakes in order to learn more. All right, this is a lesson of life. Okay, hit compile and then hit save, and let's do it in here. Okay, so whenever we start creating our ball health in the event begin play, we want to call our updates health value UI. All right, we want to call that function, and that function will call the UI system in order to update the health. So hit compile and then hit save, and let's see in here, you can see that its value is gonna be 68. And for the coin, we have got lots of ways in order to solve this problem. For the coin, we could call it in the BP ball mode. All right, so let me see where we can put it. All right, when it is gonna create the player HUD UI. All right, let me see. Okay, so when it is gonna create it, all right, so the first time it's gonna create it, all right, we want to call it in here. Okay, actually we could do something else. Okay, let me show you another node. All right, let me introduce you to another new node that we haven't touched yet. Okay, right now we can do this like this. All right, you can do it like this. In here, after adding the player HUD UI to the viewport, we can get the player HUD UI and then call the update coin UI immediately, and that will be working. All right, that's gonna work. Okay, so if I hit, you can see that it's gonna work, because first time when we create our player HUD, all right, it's gonna create it and then add it to the viewport, and then it's gonna update it for the first time. But what we want to do, I want to show you another node that we can use. All right, let me grab this and take it to here, and also let's grab that and take it to here as well. Right, let me disconnect those. Okay, and take this down in here and select these ones and then take them to here. Oh, not that one. Okay, in the create player HUD UI, we can grab that node and then type sequence. Sequence. Okay, you see that node in here, we can grab that sequence in here. So what this sequence does actually, okay, this sequence is gonna do a sequence of things. All right, it's gonna do a sequence of steps. All right, so first of all it's gonna do this, and then after that it's gonna do this, and after that if we hit the add pins, you can see that we can add lots of things. It's gonna do the first one, the index of 0, then it's gonna do the 1, 2, 3, 4, and things like that. Okay, and if we right click, we can remove the pins. All right, let me remove some pins and then grab this to here, and if I put it into here, you can see that, all right, this sequence node, what it does is firstly gonna create the HUD UI and then set it to the viewport, and after that it's gonna update the coin UI. How cool is that? All right, if you want to, you can make a comment out of it, and just to remember the things later. All right, hit compile and then hit save, and let's see if that even works. Yeah, I see. Yep, it is working. All right, And after that, what we want to do, let's first of all, if I collect a coin, it's gonna show us a message on the top left on our screen. Let me remove that. Okay. Okay, just select one of them and then edit the BP blueprint, and let's delete that print string. All right, we don't want it more because our coin value is updating. Delete it and then grab those and connect them together. Let me take them a little bit closer and hit compile and then save. They should work just fine because it's gonna just get rid of the other one, right? And another thing that we want to do is that right now, if I go to here and then hit a cactus, our health, you see that it's not gonna be updated, right? Our health is not updating. And also if I go to here, okay, if I go to a bush, our health UI is not gonna be updated. Okay, we want to make sure that they are being updated. Okay, so for the cactus, let's see what we have in the cactus. All right, I know what we have, but I want to show you where the things are going. Okay, let's edit the BP cactus. Okay, so in here, okay, in here we see that when our ball gets hit by the cactus, we will call a function which is called take damage that we created earlier. Let me get rid of that print string again. Okay, connect those, hit compile and save. You can see that we will call a take damage function. Okay, let's see where that take damage function gets us. Okay, it gets us into here in the BP ball pound. There's a function that we created earlier which is called the take damage. All right, so we will want to, whenever our ball is taking a damage, we will want to update our health value UI. So we want to call it in here. Okay, in the end of doing everything, we want to call the update health UI. All right, so call update health value UI, that function in here. All right, so hit compile and then save. And also for the healing bush, let's see what that does. For the healing bush, we want to edit the BP healing bush, and let's see what do we do in here. In the event begin overlap, when it overlaps with the ball, it's gonna cast it to BP ball pound. It's gonna add a health to it, and also it's gonna print a string and play the sound at location. So we did not have any functions for that. All right, you remember I told you that one of them we will do it with function and the other one we will do it without functions. So we did not do this with functions. Okay, and it's up to you. You could do that with functions. That is much better, but I just wanted to show you different ways. Like in every video, I want to show you some different ways in order to do the things, in order to show you the things can be done in different ways, and some of them are much better than the others. All right, let me delete the print string. All right, and in here, after we set our health, what we want to do, let me see if we have anything in here. You can see that we've got the BP ball pound. All right, because our health value, our update health UI was in the BP ball pound. You will see that we've got the health pound, the ball pound in here. We won't want to just grab this one and then type updates health value UI and then put it into here, and then put that one into there as well. Hit compile and then hit save, and we should be good to go. I'm totally sure that this will work, so that's why I'm gonna close everyone. I'm totally confident. All right, let's see where that confidence gets us to. So you can see that our health is working, our coin is working. Nice, this one is working as well. See that every time it's gonna update. And also let me open that, and let's go to here. Okay, and let's see if that works. Yes, it is working. So we did everything very good. All right, I'm very glad that we did this so far, and we've done lots of different crazy things. You see that this game is getting together, and it is very near to its final. I'm planning to do some more nice stuff before we finish the game. All right, so we will have some lives in order to. So whenever we, get down into here, we will have a kill zone. All right, we will have a zone that will kill us, and we will respawn in the same place in here. And also, okay, we will have some lives, for example 3 lives before we totally die in the game. Actually, we did not put the material in here, but that is just fine. All right, I don't care. All right, guys, I love you so much. All right, I love you because you got so far into here. I'm very glad that you're starting your own game, which is amazing. I really appreciate that you're trying and you're making effort to continue learning and you never stop. I'm really glad for you guys. Thanks guys for being in here and see you guys in the next time. Ciao.